Ready? Which one? Oh, you want to just show it? Move it around?
Oh, you want it to actually.
Who else? Lori Hart in the house. Hi, gorgeous. Love you, Lori. Hope you're doing well. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Troy Hoffman going live, trying to teach about business right now, right? And I'm trying to share all this stuff I've learned over the years, help you guys succeed and build the dream company that you want. Inside of your heart, inside of everyone watching right now, there is some type of business that you want to build, grow, or scale. And the only thing holding you back from getting that is lack of knowledge, lack of application, lack of doing the work, or some little thing that we got to find that may be holding you back subconsciously, consciously, or whatever it is. So every week I'm going to be sharing all this information that I've learned. I've literally spent decades learning and literally millions now, like millions. Like I spent in 1 year in coaching probably $150,000 just in coaching for me, not alone another $500,000 or $600,000 in coaching for the companies, hiring the best of the best. So who else is on? All right, Doug, welcome. Svetlana, Mama, make it rains in the house. I love it. So guys, so tonight we're going to be talking about systems, probably the most exciting topic you possibly can have if you actually own a company, guys. Because if you own a company and you're trying to build or scale a company of any sort, it is systems that's basically going to make it or break it for you. Literally today, I've had, God, what is it? I probably have had 2 really in-depth calls in the last 24 hours about systems, right? And one is like, and the question that we actually walked away with from one of the people we're helping scale right now, it's a biohacking center, is, how do you get yourself out of the business? How do you remove yourself out of the business? They're doing the accounting, they're setting up, they're doing the cleaning, they're doing all this stuff. Even with the staff, they're still doing all these crazy things in the business. See, your business is not going to thrive until you let it live on its own, till you allow other people to do things, till you allow it to grow and go where it needs to go. See, if it's just you doing it always by yourself, the business isn't a business. It's just a place for you to do your thing. Like, I think it's great. Like right now, I have a consulting business. There is no business unless Troy's working, right? And so if Troy stops working, I can't impact other entrepreneurs' lives. So right now, the only thing I can do is hope to God I stay alive, right? And nothing happens to me and we can go and impact more and more lives. But you, to manifest your dream, if it's beyond you and it's something that you want to live on, you've got to find a way to build the systems. And so I'll share with you my journey of kind of how I kind of went through this here at Simpluris and other companies we built over the years. So one of the things, I literally had to tell this story because someone asked me today, I'm on the phone with a law office that's scaling like crazy, guys. This law office is blowing up. They're impacting a lot of people. They're doing it in immigration space. And he's like, Troy, did you go through the same thing too? And I'm like, yes, I did. I literally did. Why? Because he's got people quitting. And then when they quit, then they're jumping back in it. I spoke to another girl today in a biohacking clinic. Someone has to go get back surgery, and then she has to work full time back in the company in one job because there isn't a quick, rapid training system. And all of us go through this as entrepreneurs. And so I was sharing the story of how when we started, I was like, okay, let's just make one page of what do we do? Where's our information? Where do we go find things? Like literally just one page of like, what is our system? And it started out with this, me and my friend Krista, literally sitting on a Word doc one day and trying to type out, like, I think it got to like 2.5 pages by the time we were done, or 4 pages. Then we slowly started adding more and more color to it. And when we would find something, we like, oh, here's our file names. Here's how we save documents. Here's why we call the document the name that we call this document. And what systems do and allows you to do when you really actually dive into this, guys, you really get clear on what the outcome is. Because what you want is a company that lives beyond you. You want a company that lives beyond you. You want to be able to give all this information and empower the people around you to go and then carry on your vision. And I hope to God that you've got a vision big enough that you truly do want carried on. Like you've got something inside of you that you want carried on, or you wouldn't be watching this today. And I hope to God actually somebody watches this somewhere and listens and catches this, because it's a very tough process. This is not easy. It will cost time. It'll cost money. It'll cost energy. You building your dream is going to be costly. You building your dream is going to cost you everything. But if we do it right in a systematic, organized fashion, we will achieve what we want. And that desire that's deep inside of you, that passion that's deep inside of you, that fire to go build something, make something happen. Because I'm only talking to those that are entrepreneur, owner, founders. If you're an owner, founder, running and building and scaling a company, listen to these words. Listen to these words, because for you to be free, for you to set your business free, for you to set your employees free, you've got to architect and build the systems that are so dialed in that everybody knows these three things: what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. What to do, when to do it, and how to do it. So your team, no matter what the scenario is, knows exactly what you want. And then one day you're going to understand what they even want, because you're going to have experts. You're going to have people that are experts in your team that know more, can accomplish more, and do more than you any given day of the week. And by you setting yourself free to build out these systems in a very elite, organized fashion, you're going to have the company of your dreams one day, I promise you. So when I was talking to the attorney today, I was like, okay, let's talk. Let's go through the basics. You know, this one girl stepped down and it's given an opportunity to hire some new people. So he's going to hire, like, instead of just like one or two, I was like, hey, the first thing you want to do is probably might want to even consider going deep, deep, deep and discovering who are you hiring. Because remember, you building your company, it's your fault. It's your fault if the company's great, or it's your fault if there's problems. So it's your fault. So the first question is this, right? You know, who are you hiring? What is that hiring process, right? That should be a systematic process. Like, how are you documenting the hiring process? What are you looking for? What type of personality traits, right? You know, the hiring process is one of those things that, I mean, we could spend hours and hours on, but I mean, that's like the first thing to nail, because that person's gonna have to work in your system. So in that hiring process, you know, how are you documenting it? How are you gonna do the follow-up? What type of tests are you gonna give? Where are you going to store this information? What type of skills tests? What type of, you know, personality tests are you going to give? Like, we did DISC assessments for years here. And it was one of the most enlightening things. You truly see, like, oh, look at this DISC assessment. No wonder this person does X, Y, and Z so well, but they're failing at B, C, and F. And so you look at that, then you drop them in. And I told them this: while you're going through training these three new people, record, record, record. Start the process of recording and documenting everything. Because if you're building a new company, your teams are probably not going to know every little detail of what you want and what is expected of you. So I would challenge you this. I would challenge you to figure out which training system you want to apply, what type of learning management system you want to apply to your company, and then map out what are the top 10 things that you do in your company, or the different categories of your company. Map this out, like fully spend, like, here's whiteboards, right? Get a whiteboard, get a Word doc, and literally from top to bottom, map out this, right? Map out, okay, what's the first step? Here's how we, you know, start a job, all the way to here's how we end a job. And everything in your company, from the moment you hire somebody, should be documented. And where you train them, what is your culture? Who are you? What do you expect? What do you want? All of this goes into your system. All of this becomes who you are. It becomes your company operating system. This is your company operating system. This is everything that's going to make your company valuable. Why? Because most people will not do the work in this area. Most people are going to skip this. They're going to try to just make a company profitable and grind and all these things. They're not going to put in the effort. Catch this. They will not spend the time to do the effort. And this is why companies get valued so high. because they've got systems. They've got a way of replicating themselves, duplicating themselves. If the owner's there or not, the company lives on. See, if you can't go away for a week or two or a month without your company living, you don't have a company. You just have a job that's strapped to your back and more things piled on top of you, right? And you don't want that because it's not serving you and it's not serving the people around you. It's not serving your customers because they want consistency. They want something when they hire you that's going to live on. If you go on vacation, great. They don't care. Man, their job's going to keep going. Whatever they're buying from you, whatever service you're offering, it keeps going and going and going. See, one of the greatest disservices we could do is not build a duplicatable, replicatable system like McDonald's in everything we do. I mean, Ray Kroc, thank you God for Ray Kroc for teaching us systems. Man, the fries get cooked exactly this amount of time. They get cooked at this temperature and this air and all the little details. And the more and more, those who master the systems master their business. And so the question is, how are you going to map out the beginning to the end of your company right now? From the moment the very thing, first thing starts to the end, and then start adding in the color. In the hiring process, what's day one? What is hour one? What is minute one? What are you going to walk them through? What type of paperwork? And it's all listed out. There's not a guessing game. It's a very duplicatable, replicatable, and systematic in the process. You can expect what results you're going to get. And then you can tweak the system over years and decades until you are no longer involved in any aspect of it. Your job as a leader, your job as a key person is to basically replicate yourself in every way out of one job into the next, out of one job into the next. And I promise you this, there's always another job to do. The more the company grows, the more things grow, there's always another opportunity. There's always another thing to do around you. So I'll have you consider this today, that if your company's not operating at the level you want, you haven't truly built the systems to the level you need. And you're not going to be able to create the accountability in your company that you desire until you have these systems built out. It's just not going to happen. And so the first step to building the systems is mapping it out. The second step is adding in the color, all the subcategories. Then recording videos. Have someone just teach on catch this. This is a good point, actually. You want people to teach the action and not say, oh, this is part of the job. You want them to teach the action, like how do we file something? How do we name something? All these things. And this is one of those things you want to do on it for your company is make sure that people teach on the activity because the overall jobs will change. Right now, if you're a 1 to 10 person company, one person is probably doing 100 different jobs. Right now, if you're a 50 person company, you probably have room. When you start getting a 500 person company from a 50 person, things shift drastically. The jobs are becoming more and more and more and more specific. And so I would say today, we want to look at, teaching activities because jobs will change and the expectations on each person's shoulders will change. So if you're trying to scale your company and you want to talk about systems, please hit me up. I can share with you some of the amazing things we've learned, tools and tricks, and how we built out entire learning management systems for our company, how we failed and spent millions in the wrong direction probably sometimes because we didn't have the right thing. We could have got people onboarded and grown so much better if we had just done things right and learned a few things. Like literally with the training, I mean, we didn't even have training at one point. It was horrible. And we had a lot of problems. We had a lot of mistakes. We had errors that would cost us hundreds of thousands of dollars because we made errors on jobs. And the first thing starts with the training, with the system. You've got to be able to train on a system. Here's what we do. Here's how we do it. Here's when we do it, right? And so I would challenge you today that if the company's not hitting the thing you want, and it's not getting the results you want, we're going to have to go deep in first looking at the system. Then we got to look at the system on top of that of what the expectations are and say, okay, well, what's the accountability? What are the metrics? What are the things you're going to hold people accountable to? How are you going to architect the pay for performance system? How are you going to architect the management of all these little pieces in every aspect of this company? See, we fail for lack of knowledge, and we fail for lack of application of the knowledge, and we fail for constant, consistent application of that knowledge. We fail. So if you're not getting the results in your business, we have to pull back and really take a look at it and say, okay, let's look at the whole thing. Let's look at this whole area and say, what's going on? Hey guys, I'm the first person to say I have screwed up and failed more than almost anybody else I know. And I have constantly, that's why I'm learning. That's why I'm trying to spend all this time teaching and sharing what I know with you so you don't fail as much as me. You don't suffer as much as me. You don't have the problems like I dealt with because, man, you're learning, you're getting something. We're going to help you bring some insight or some revelation to a specific area at a specific time. So where inside of your systems today do you need to improve in the next 7 days and the next 7 months is the question. Because we can talk big picture, and that's what I'm great at, right? But what I do best is go from big right down to the granular details and go, hey, let's look at the file naming conventions of your company. Let's look at the organization of how the files are saved. Let's look at, does everybody on your team know what to do, when to do it, or how to do it? Or is there a big problem that just occurred in the last month that we need to say, hey, we got this issue, we got to solve it? That's usually the best fire and the best fuel to focus on systems. Hey, because sometimes a lot of people don't get excited like I do about it. A lot of people don't get fired up about systems, right? Because it's kind of boring. It's boring to sit there and create trainings. It's boring to sometimes type all this stuff out, what we do. It's more exciting to make money. It's more exciting to just do the job or do the work. But systems will set you free every single time. Systems will give us the growth we are seeking. Systems will give us the consistency we are seeking. The repeatability of all these things that need to occur in the business on a regular basis. When we do our accounting, when we do all the things we do. So I'm going to stop here today because we're kind of going for these short lives and different conversations we're doing on a weekly basis. And we'll keep adding more and we'll keep sharing more. But again, hey, if you need help in your business, I want you guys to reach out. If you need help in what you're doing, reach out to me. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. I may be able to help you or be able to refer someone to you that can truly help you scale and change your business forever. You know what? I have conversations all the time. You know, sometimes in 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes to an hour, we'll change your entire outlook of what you think is possible. Even today, I'm talking with one entrepreneur and spent 1 hour, and we were able to go deep and change their frame of the world and the way they saw the world to open their mind to say, oh my God, I don't think I ever saw that this was potentially possible. I don't think I ever saw that I could actually get free one day from my company. I don't think I ever saw that by actually empowering my employees to do all this work, A, one, I can make more money, but two, they can make more money. That even someone even texted me today, hey, one of the employees said, hey, I want salaries to be competitive. Well, we can't do that till we have a duplicatable, replicatable system. Like, you're not going to get the consistency of revenue, and clients are going to feel that. They're going to feel that. Money only flows and goes where it's able to be caught and used in a way that will actually be impactful. Money knows what's going on. The energy and flow of money knows that, hey, if it's not going to be run right, if things are going to go wrong, if you're blocking it, you know, you may be blocking your own success, number one, and blocking your employees' success or the people around you success because you're not building the systems. You're not saying this happens, and this happens, and then holding people accountable to those systems. That's the challenge. So, guys, reach out, text. We've got a lot of things happening right now. We're helping scale some really cool companies right now. We have a lot of people joining in these different mastermind groups we're actually building out and these different forums for entrepreneurs. So if you're a 0 to 15 million, 0 to 75 employee company, reach out. Man, we can help you on all kinds of things from taxes to, we're helping one entrepreneur write their book. We're helping them connect with some of the top people, helping people solve for earnings credits. I mean, like, the list goes on the network of people that we were helping. So guys, I love you. I hope you're having an amazing week, and thank you for watching. And we will see you next week, guys. So bye-bye, guys.